Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of December 18th through December 24th. Please like, comment, and subscribe, especially if this reading resonates with you. All right, now we're going to dive in. Let's see what the energy is. What is the message coming through for Taurus for this coming week? What is it that you need to know? All right, well, we've got a Seven of Cups here. So let's put that into some context before we get too excited. We're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to put that right over here. We're not going to look at that until the very end, so stick around to the end of the reading. And hopefully that will, tie the reading together or give us the confirmation that we're looking for. Okay. So let me just take a look here. We have some water, major air. We've got water, major, water, fire, air. Okay, so some interesting fire cards that we see here. First of all, I think we're gonna start a little bit differently today. We're gonna start with this recent past, the Eon card, the Judgment card, the Rebirth, Reawakening, Baptism by Fire. I think in the recent past, you're kind of coming through this this doorway in your life. I feel like there was some kind of a major change or a major decision that you had to make about some issue in the past, right? Some kind of, it's almost like you made the final decision to kind of walk out the door somewhere. I don't know that this is a romantic thing. I don't know if this is in your professional life or your personal life, but I feel like there was some final closure. You finally decided, okay, I'm taking this next step. Okay, and it may not be so much that you're closing the door on the past, but that you're opening the door up to the future. Okay, so it could be that you've taken a new opportunity, you've made the kind of final decision to take that really big step, that really big leap, right? The next level kind of thing for your life, right? And that was kind of a scary experience. There's a lot of fire there, like a lot of risk or danger almost. Right, I'm getting this feeling like it really was kind of this really intense moment for you where you just decided to take the leap, right? And I think it really is something that is providing a deeper meaning for you in your life, right? It was something that is really important, major event, major decision, major doorway. And I feel like through that fire, through that kind of intensity, maybe it was just a really kind of chaotic situation. But maybe you finally got through that doorway and now it's just like this refreshing water, right? We see the Ace of Cups showing up here, and this is the experience of coming through that doorway, and now you just have this really cool, really refreshing water, this emotional connection, this joy, right? We see also the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is kind of being crossed by that Ace of Cups today. So what is this Seven of Cups? Usually this would indicate something like overindulgence or, experiencing so much of something that we just kind of start to get sickened by it, right? But I think in this case, this is really talking about how you're going about correcting this kind of Seven of Cups issue that maybe you had. Maybe that's part of the reason why we've gone through this doorway. Because there was just the emotional component of things wasn't there. It wasn't fruitful. It didn't have that meaning, didn't have that connection, didn't have that nourishing fruit that we would expect on, our emotional tree, let's say. Okay, so I think the week is really about how you went about overcoming that. Now, it could be because these are readings for the coming week, right? I'm not reading what happened last week. So it could be that this Eon event is not yet happened. Okay, I want to emphasize that. I don't want you to be thinking, oh, but what did I do last week? Was that doorway moment for me? This could be coming up at the beginning of the week. Okay, and then I see the focus of the week really is about kind of rectifying this emotional component to things, right? The sense of spoilage, the sense of this just doesn't taste good anymore. This fruit is kind of rotten, right? The tree is kind of just decaying and dying, and There's whatever was there, whatever this tree used to look like, it's just kind of withering away now. But the interesting thing is that we've got that Ace of Cups. So I think this doorway event is really creating a new opportunity for you to maybe pour some fresh water on this tree, get it enlivened, right? Get it growing again, get it blossoming and coming to fruition. Okay, so this may not really be walking away from or leaving the room from this kind of past emotional situation. It could be whatever that decision was, whatever that doorway is going to be a way to access this Ace of Cups in order to restore this emotional relationship. Does that make sense? It's almost like you're having to do the very difficult thing. You're making those really intense situations, your decisions. You're taking this situation and you are doing what needs to be done. You're going through the fire in order to get to this Ace of Cups, right? So it's kind of an intense process, a kind of scary or dangerous process, very, very intense, very, very hot, right? A lot of fiery energy. Very difficult, tense situation. But you're stepping through that doorway because you know on the other side you can get to this Ace of Cups. And that Ace of Cups is going to be like, the elixir of life, right? The magical water that's going to revive this tree. And I think that is your emotional connection, your emotional life, maybe a romantic relationship, but some kind of very emotional relationship. And it could be with a friend or a family member. It could be in the professional world. It could be that this tree really is represents your career or your job or your workplace that is just, it's withering and it's dying now, and it doesn't look appetizing at all. You're hoping to restore that. It could be a relationship with a family member or friend or with a romantic partner. Okay. And I see what your ultimate aims and goals really are here. Your aspirations are love, this Two of Cups. So you're really focused on how to restore that tree, right? That Seven of Cups. How to really enliven things again. Really get that tree back to beauty and harmony and love and joy and pleasure and really make it beautiful again, right? That is your primary focus, and it's on this connection with someone. So I think there is a particular person that is the focus of some of this energy. And you're all about love. I think that's your ultimate goal here, is to restore this Two of Cups, this balanced, this harmonious affection and love, and get everything kind of flowing again. What we see in the immediate future, interestingly, is more fire, Princess of Wands, okay? And this is kind of a new form of fire. This is fire that's just still a little flame, but it's growing, right? It's evolving. And it's interesting that we started with the fire, right? Now, this past situation, it could have had a lot of heat, a lot of intensity, right? But kind of a chaotic energy. And you had to step through that doorway in order to access this water. Now, on the other side of the water is this new fire, okay? So this could be really the restoration or the rejuvenation, the kind of rebirth of this fiery spark, okay? The fiery spark, the spiritual energy that's going to revitalize this tree, right? The water is going to be nourishing it, refreshing it, restoring it, and that's going to allow this little flame, this divine spark, this little bit of light to form and start growing and to be restored in this thing, okay? So this literally could be just a new spark in your relationship, right? Could be something that relatively simple. It seems like some complex energy. Maybe I'm just explaining it in a kind of roundabout way. But I see on the other side of this Ace of Cups is going to be this kind of new spark, this new vitality, this new energy, this new passion, perhaps, that's going to come out of this, or be starting to form within that tree, right? Within that relationship, within this situation. And again, we have your highest ideal, your highest goal to have this balanced, harmonious, reciprocating, very affectionate connection. Okay, and that's, I think, what your goal here is. What we see underneath the surface, interestingly, 9 of Swords, not my favorite card. There may be a little bit of guilt going on here. There seems to be some kind of habit of thinking that is negative, that's directed at yourself. So it could be that kind of guilt over the situation. Maybe you're still kind of beating yourself up about something. Or maybe you are feeling that a little bit, or it's an unconscious feeling where you feel like you're responsible for something and you're kind of putting yourself down over it. I don't know if that's resonating with you, because this is, you know, in the next card especially, this is like the only air energy that we have here. And it kind of is one that's just showing a real kind of negativity, real self-doubt almost, or like you're attacking yourself over these feelings. So it seems to me there's some kind of guilt going on there. Okay. And then especially as we move over to the path of the Serpent, we see in your general energy, we see a 7 of Swords. So this is more of that air energy. But again, it's not a very pleasant form of that air energy. This again is showing that you're just kind of picking at yourself, you're poking at yourself. With the 7 here, it's like you're trying to maintain your unified thought, you're trying to maintain your confidence, your central sword, that Ace of Swords, trying to stay focused, trying to kind of fight away all of these smaller swords or daggers that are just kind of flying at you, right? You're trying to just kind of, you're trying to do your work, you're trying to get through this situation, but there's these little daggers that are being thrown at you. And the thing is, they're kind of coming from yourself, right? And so that's kind of, again, that guilt or that self-doubt or that kind of questioning yourself kind of attitude. So I feel like this is, again, this is your general energy. So this is like, I think this is kind of a big deal because we see that there's a lot of this kind of maybe guilt underneath the surface. And then in your conscious life, your conscious energy, right, there is this 7 of Swords. So it's almost like you're kind of being distracted from the task at hand by your own negative thinking, okay? And this is just a lot of kind of poking holes in things and like picking at things. It doesn't really, self-criticism, kind of, okay? What we see next, I mean, this is just something to be aware of, okay? Something to maybe just take a look and see if this is present in you. The next card is in the position of the relationship itself, and we see Tower energy, we see major breakthrough, and this really kind of goes along with this, right? This is that doorway, this is the situation as it was. This is you really making that decision, breaking free, breaking through, going through that doorway, and it kind of is this explosive kind of event, right? It kind of is maybe not something that you're going to be thinking about for a long time and planning and kind of strategizing, like, okay, how do we fix this? It's just something that one moment the answer comes to you and it kind of ends in this little bit of a blow up, little bit of chaos, or it's just a little bit hectic, right? But I think that this is kind of that impulse, this is that spontaneity, this is that, you know, maybe the hair that broke the camel's back, or the straw that broke the back, I don't know. But this is that moment, and I think it happens abruptly. But I think that this is kind of a needed moment. This is a necessary step to get you through this doorway, right? It could be that you've been on the threshold for some time, but we needed this, whatever this Tower moment is, to kind of give you that last push through, okay? So I think this is a necessary thing, and this could come with a lot of that kind of intensity, a lot of that fiery energy, right? I mean, this is very, very martial card. So it might have that kind of, that aspect to it, okay? But I think it's a necessary step to reach this Ace of Cups that's on the other side of the door. And then what we see next is another major arcana. This is a Sun card. I think this is like you bust out of that door and you're in the sunshine now, right? You feel free, you feel restored, you feel the warmth and the heat and the light from the sun, right? You feel safe, you feel taken care of, you feel nurtured, you feel energized, confident, you feel calm, you feel peaceful. But this is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns. So what I'm kind of learning as we go here is that through that doorway, when you reach that Ace of Cups, you might feel like, wow, the grass is a lot greener over here. I feel so much better getting out of that situation that I don't want to go back. I don't want to restore that Seven of Cups, that tree. I don't want to use this fountain of youth, this elixir of life. I don't want to use that and to revitalize this. Maybe you realize that this freedom, this relief that you feel on the other side of that door is what you really need. Okay? And it could be that this Princess of Wands, this new spark, this new passion, might not have anything to do with this previous situation, relationship, whatever it is. Could be professional, could be personal, could be platonic, could be romantic. But this new spark could be something that you feel in you with this new freedom, this new relief, this new just peace, this new tranquility, this fresh air, right? The grass being greener on the other side of that door. This could be where you really need to be. All right. And then the next card, we see a Prince of Cups. Now this could be another person involved here, or someone that you might be meeting, or this could be, I don't know if this is the person that we've been talking about with this previous situation, or if this is someone new. But I think that this is maybe just indicating that you are using some of this water energy, right? You've found the fountain of youth, the elixir of life, the aqua vitae, let's say. And you are realizing that there's a lot more love and passion and opportunity out there, excuse me, because you really are focused on that love and that connection, that affection, the reciprocating, balanced, just harmonious, the meaningful connections with people. And maybe this isn't to be found in this previous deal here. Okay. Maybe this is the potential for the future connections, and just getting out there, because the princes are the air aspect of the suit that they're in. So this is that water, that love energy being expressed on the mental plane, psychically, intellectually, with communication between two minds, let's say. So I think this is you really maybe wanting to get out there and meet other people and just explore connections with other people. Maybe this past situation is not what you really want to use this Ace of Cups for. Okay. So this reading took an interesting turn for sure. Let's look at the confirmation card, because we really could interpret this in a couple of different ways. And, ultimately, these are all decisions that you're going to have to make. All of this energy is something that you're going to have to either, acknowledge or either accept or reject. Maybe this isn't resonating with you. Maybe you have some different ideas. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're doing and how you feel. But let's look at the confirmation card, the mystery card. I wonder if this is going to be the Hierophant, which would be your patron card, right? This could be some more air energy. That wouldn't be so bad. If we maybe saw the Empress too, that would be fine. Interesting. Four of Wands. Yeah, I'm starting to lean toward this really being about the past situation really being done. Okay. I think this is confirming, at least for myself, which kind of version of this reading is the right one or the more likely one. I think it's about really being done with this cycle of energy. Because we have this fire here in the past. Okay? This is the situation. This is that doorway that you're going through. Rather abruptly, too. That Tower card. And I think that is a door that you are going to shut permanently. Okay? I don't think that you're going to take this Ace of Cups, this water energy, and go back through the door. Okay? You're certainly not going to repeat the same cycle that you were in. If the relationship stays the same, you know, or with the same person, right? It's not going to be the same relationship. You're not going to go back to that cycle again. You're not going to repeat the same patterns. But I'm definitely leaning towards this being some real closure, especially with this Eon, this Judgment card, this rebirth, reawakening, this baptism by fire. I think you're really making a decision to close that cycle of your life, to put an end to that phase of things, to that, you know, pattern of behavior, or just that cycle, that time of your life. I think it's done. But the cycle continues on a new level. It's a spiral, right? And it's continuing with this kind of new fiery energy. So the wheel continues to turn, but it's ascending as it does. It's a spiral. Okay. So I think that this is giving us the confirmation that we need really to kind of pinpoint what exactly some of this energy is talking about. And I think we've done that. I think we're going to look at this a little bit more in the extended reading. I encourage you to become a member to the channel. I think that you'll get a lot of benefit from that. It's not very expensive. I think it's $4.99 a month to have access to all of the extended readings. And I think that's a lot less than a lot of tarot channels charge for their memberships. But I don't like to speak on other tarot channels because, you know, in my opinion, this is the only one. So we're going to do that, and I encourage you to take a look and consider it. It's a great way to support the channel, a great way to get access to some of these extendeds. I think we're going to take a deeper look into this Four of Wands, because I really feel like this is the cycle now that is coming to a close. I don't think it's something where this is not like a revolving door. You know, you're not going to be right back in that situation again. Okay, so I think that there is some final closure being done there, and that door is going to be shut. But there's kind of that new cycle that's beginning, the new opportunities, the new phase of your life is right in front of you, I think, this week. And I'm very excited for you. I think this is going to be maybe a little bit of a difficult time, right? A lot of intensity, a lot of heat, but I think it's going to have tremendous benefits for you. Okay, so I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling. This was your weekly tarot reading on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for December 18th through 24th, and we'll see you again.